Since 2020, there has only been a few of us in this community who have been really bullish about platinum. In fact, there's a lot of people that really don't truly understand the metal or do not want to mess with it. And I understand that for sure. In fact, I even have noted it as a fringe precious metal. But there's more to it than just that. And we'll talk about what that is and why you should not ignore what's happening with platinum's price right now as we explore. Platinum's price is explosive. In fact, it's so explosive it could explode in the opposite direction at any time, but it has been on a bull run, a dramatic bull run, especially in 2025, but in reality it has more than doubled in price just in the last few years here. In fact, right now it is up about 60+%. By my calculations, maybe even more than that by the time you see this video, or a little less than that by this time you see this video. But that's just it. Platinum is a speculative play, and this is why people tend to shy away from it in terms of a hedge, and that's understandable. It is really more of a commodity than as a monetary metal, even though all of the offerings that you see here in front of you are indeed platinum coins. In fact, the only other form you'll see platinum is in bars. I've not seen any platinum rounds out there yet, but it is about 15 times more rare than gold. But what's happening with platinum? Why is it going up? Well, it is going up along with silver to some extent because of what I recently covered in a report from Adrian Ash about what's going on here, especially in China. Platinum prices have leapt faster as it's being used in auto catalysts to cut harmful emissions from fossil fuel engine systems, including hybrid electric vehicles, which has gained 3.2% to hit a new 11-year high. And this is pretty amazing to see what's going on there because there's more platinum that's needed for some of those vehicles that are being produced more. And so it's pretty amazing thing to see. But there's other situations that are going along with platinum right now I think are quite interesting and fascinating that we're seeing. Its increase is outperformed gold and silver this year. In fact, it is the best performing metal of 2025. And that has a lot to do with the supply deficits that we're seeing, much as the case with silver. The World Platinum Investment Council anticipates a considerable deficit of supply for this year, with a projected shortfall of nearly 1 million ounces. And given that platinum is about 15 times more rare than gold, well, that tells you something. That's a lot. That's a lot of a deficit. So when we see increased demand, not only in terms of industrial use, but global ETF demand have contributing to the surge in prices. And outpacing gold and silver, it's solidifying its position as a top performer in the precious metals market for this year. Now, the other thing we have to think about with regards to platinum is its historical run. Its historical prices really do tell the story because for a lot of history, and I won't say for the vast majority of history because it's been so low below gold for so long that I don't know that there's any really normal for platinum, but it was long enough above gold, such as to the point that it has really shaped the culture in terms of levels of service or types of programs and items you can get out there. You know, you have the bronze standard, you got the silver standard, you got the gold standard, and then you have the platinum standard. So that typically is near the top tier, other than maybe diamond or sapphire. But in terms of the metals, platinum is the king. It's the king of the metals in terms of that ranking because it had been up above gold for a long enough time, and that really has not changed. When you consider its rarity and its uses out there, well, it gives you an idea exactly what we're seeing here with platinum and how its price is increasing. And there's not much of slowing down in the metal, I think. And I think this is one of the reasons why we're starting to see prices continue to surge instead of dramatically moving all over the place. They just keep going up with some modest pullbacks from here and there. I mean, as I record this video, it is well above $1,500 an ounce. And who knows what it's going to be by the time you see it, which is going to be honestly just hours from the time of the recording of this video. But because of the volatility of the markets and how volatile platinum can be, I don't really rule anything out there. But I think overall, I'm feeling pretty good about it and have felt really good about platinum for the last 5 years or so, and which is why I bought more platinum then, And you can think about somebody that makes threats about something, they're a paper tiger, right? Well, I've been saying that platinum is probably going to go up, and will I, rub it in people's face and say, well, I was right? No, because I could be just as easily wrong. I don't want to be a paper tiger. I want to be a platinum tiger. That's right. I just had to find a way to throw that in there. By the way, if you're looking for a platinum to purchase, and by the way, understand the risk when you buy any precious metal, but especially platinum, because it is a little bit more risky. Check out my friends at Summit Metals. Not only do they buy platinum from you, they will sell it to you. That's right. They're a two-way exchange. Yes, indeed. So check them out at Summit Metals and experience their great customer service for platinum products. So I'm feeling like we're going to see platinum's price continue to rise. And I think that probably in time, we likely could see platinum's price rise even above gold in time. Maybe, who knows? Now, that's a very, very bullish call. I don't see that happening anytime soon. But a part of me would not be surprised if we saw it move above gold like it was before, especially if demand keeps climbing up here. Demand from the auto sector, jewelry, and other industrial uses, which leads to a significant price increase. The turnaround of the market. We're seeing a turnaround in a period of a reduced demand for electric vehicles driven by changing regulations and increased demand from hybrid and non-EV vehicles. So that is really what is leading it. Shift in those forces here. And investment demand, people are seeing this in the world, and so ETF has increases as well for that. So it's pretty amazing to see what's going on in the world of platinum right now. And I still think that at $1,500 an ounce or thereabouts, it's still a low price. I think it's undervalued even now. But remember, just because I think it does not mean it's true. That's my feelings on it. That's my thoughts on it. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I like to think that I have some sort of an educated guess in the world of precious metals, especially metal that I have personally invested in. Because, yes, this is probably a metal that you would consider an investment. But, other than that, it's very speculative, and it could go in either direction. Regardless, you have to make your own decisions and level of understanding before you purchase any metal. But I think it's a great way to diversify in the precious metal space. Now, the downside to it, even with the prices rising, is liquidity. It's a little bit more difficult to liquidate, maybe even a lot more difficult. Some local coin shops won't even touch it. And if they do buy it from you, likely you'll get much less for it. You tend to pay a higher premium for platinum and get less back whenever you go to sell it. So keep that in mind as well, too. There are drawbacks to it. But I do think it's not a bad idea to diversify. It doesn't hurt to maybe grab an ounce or two if you can, or even a tenth of an ounce. Some of those tenth of an ounce pieces now are going for very reasonable premiums out there. So there are ways to get into the platinum market and dip your toes in slightly. And that's kind of how I see it. Have a little bit of platinum on hand. I'm probably heavily weighted on platinum. I've bought pieces, mainly companion pieces like what you see there with a lunar series. But there's other things, designs that I just really like, especially if I can get a good deal on it, like this coin I got for practically spot price, even though it's a U.S. proof platinum eagle here. One of my favorite designs. Local coin shop had it at near spot price. So things like that. So it gives you a little bit of insight, a little bit of a different play in the world of precious metals. Now, the look of the metal is quite intriguing. It is different. It is a sort of depending on the light that you have it in, it sort of has a bluish grayish hue, and depending on how you look at it in the light, it is really unmistakable with silver. Silver is a completely different look than platinum, and I'm going to show you an example of that here. If we take a look at this silver coin here, and then that platinum coin, I mean, you can see the difference in the color, even in this lighting, which I don't have professional lighting. So that gives you an indication there. So there you go. Now, on this channel, I like to give you the latest news, not only on gold and silver, but other precious metals like platinum. And so if you enjoy what I do here, I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel and pressing the notifications bell so that you can be apprised of the latest video that makes its way across your device. So with that being said, I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and don't be a paper tiger, be a platinum tiger.